Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had a pleasant lunch as we had in an amazing venue. Thanks for having us here. I still don't know why you have chosen me to moderate this panel, but at least I'll try to bring my Italian charm into this fantastic table that I've got here. Today is not just about partnership now, it's actually about mobility. I've got here mobility and logistics. I've got here some expert on the field, and we will deep dive into this. Before giving the words to my colleagues and experts, I would like to ask you how many of you, raise your hand, have actually experienced a bad delivery service over the last year? Only, so you all buy in Amazon then, not using any other platform then. Advertisement apart, I think if you think about the impact of IoT in the logistics and mobility world, we need to give thanks to the IoT because thanks to these sensors, we are dramatically improving our experiences. So think about the possibility to track where the vans are moving in a city to understand when that particular item is going to get to our doors. But also think how dramatically has been the change with traffic and navigation apps, where you can understand the level of traffics and also potentially accidentability, okay? This is a massive twist thanks to the IoT. And we give it for granted, but we're getting used to very high level of services, okay? So always remind that. Just to give you a figure, IoT in logistics has been accounted to be 34 billion in 2024 and growing to almost the double in over the next 5 years. So the move is dramatic. But this is not enough if we just think about the sensors and the companies, okay? The impact is clear. We're talking about faster shipment. We're talking about more efficiency, reducing cost of logistics, okay? And in general, moving people and goods, okay? But this is not enough. IoT alone and tech alone cannot happen without public and private partnerships, okay? So here, I want to hear, and I want you to hear a true story from expert. And if you want, let's start from Francesc. I'd like to ask you, tell me about one of your potentially most important experiences in public-private partnerships in this field.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you so much for the other members of my colleagues in the panel. Welcome to the Terminal Hub. Just a short introduction. I'm the director of the Terminal Hub. In this building, we are celebrating today this event. So welcome to a space dedicated and focused in innovation, technology, entrepreneurships, and investment. So welcome to this space, and you are welcome now and in the future. On the other hand, in the past, I was managing another hub dedicated for open innovation for big corporates and public institutions. And we managed the initiative Ports 4.0 or Ports 4.0 from the Puerto del Estado in Spain, collaborating with the different port authorities in Spain, dedicated for ideas, pre-commercial projects and commercial projects, and for intra-entrepreneurships in the different ports in Spain, like Bilbao, Cartagena, Barcelona, or Valencia. So the authorities, the port authorities, they had about 900 projects, invested about 30 million of euros in grants for developing proof of concepts. So it was a good example of public-private collaboration with impact in the trade tech sector.
Fantastic, Francis. This is a massive impact, actually, in a very local but international ecosystem, as it could be a port actually.
Yeah, we have the most important port in containers in Valencia, and this, we have developed a good entrepreneurship and ecosystem and community for developing innovation in ports.
Fantastic. And this is Valencia only. As you know, we've got several ports, so moving into a different hub, Barcelona. Sergi, can you bring us your experience in Barcelona?
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for the invitation. So here I'm representing EIT Urban Mobility, the largest ecosystem on urban mobility projects. So what we do is, the title of this session, or part of the title, so we bring these private and public collaborations, talking with the cities, understanding what are the challenge, and find the right solution for every city. So most of the solutions, one of the key technology enabled is IoT. So we did many projects in the past related with low emission zones, with pollution and this kind of stuff, but as well on logistics. Logistics is one of the main key topics that the cities are struggle to fix, because after COVID, so the movements of the cargos and goods are increased a lot on the last few years, and the expectation is they are gonna grow much more. So we have a few examples of projects that we did with good performance. For example, in Torrelavega, we test a solution with Bluetooth beacons that improve the curb management, so the loading and unloading zones, so making that all the logistic operators, they know exactly where are the spaces available, and the city knows which are the peak hours, which are the areas where they have more congestions, and with that they can manage how to improve the public space. So as well, we have another example that has been tested. So this is a company from Barcelona, but have been tested recently in Madrid, a Lucid project to improve the movements of the operators around the city. So with AI and with communications, so they know exactly where is every parcel, and they improve all the routes to reduce almost 15% of the time and the routes that they are using. So with that, so we give better service, and they can use less space and less time on the cities.
Fabulous project. And how is practically EIT helping in and coming in?
So what we did is first detect what's the challenge, and then through our programs, innovation programs, so we co-fund these projects. So we find the right solution, put it in contact with the city, and then allow to test those solutions during a small period. With that, they had this experience, so the companies can scale up the solutions and grow, and as well the cities, they know what is working, what is not, and make the right solutions.
Fabulous. You were mentioning to me the other day that you have a periodical call asking for companies to resolve challenges.
Yeah, exactly. So we have 3 kinds of calls. So the first one is Raptor, a rapid application for transport, that we did many projects with IoT, with logistics, and this is focused on city challenge, and is a typical open innovation. So we publish the challenge and then look for the best solutions around Europe. Then we have as well the SME expansion call, where that's much easier for a SME that they have already a solution, but they need maybe the funds and the opportunity to test it. So they have to find the right city or the right company to test, and then we co-fund that project where they can validate it and scale up the solution. And after that, we have the main innovation call, that it's larger, it's better funded, where we look for consortiums with big corporations as well, with cities, where they can bring wider solutions, and maybe hardware and more large projects as well.
So you heard it clear. If you have an idea in logistics and you don't have the money, Sergi is your guy. Okay, come and look for Sergi at the coffee. Paul, sorry. Tell me more about SenArch and the work you do in this industry, especially if you have examples on the public-private collaboration, please.
Sure. So thank you for the invitation to be in the panel. I mean, SenArch represents the IoT technology and the enabler for some of these applications. So one of the ways that we have been an influence or positively creating change is with a Danish municipality called Aarhus. And Aarhus is the second largest city of Denmark. They have a pretty advanced IoT smart city implementation. They're doing different projects that are also enabling, new services for the population and for the services, things like robotics, things like AI. But one of the projects that we were involved in last year and continues this year, in fact, was a project where we were able to test our solar-powered off-grid gateway for LoRaWAN in a urban environment, enabling connectivity for parking sensors in areas that historically weren't able to connect to the city's existing LoRaWAN network. The city has around 22 or 25 gateways in total, and there are certainly some areas that are problematic in terms of coverage, and we were then able to bring our solar power gateway into this area. It didn't need any kind of grid cables, did not need any existing infrastructure, so it was very easy to deploy. And what enabled it, what it enabled was that the connectivity provided some kind of conduit or data backbone for the sensors that they had put into the asphalt, into the ground, basically providing data to which parking areas were occupied and which were free, and then with an app and with digital signage, the people in cars, and also differentiating between electrical vehicles and normal combustion, traditional fossil fuel powered cars were able to be, you could say, directed to the relevant areas. Aarhus has been very, you could say, pervasive and very insisting on creating incentives for people to move to EVs and growing that population. But now we see that I think over 60% of the cars in the city are EVs. Now they're beginning to harmonize the incentives, so it's no longer really attractive to drive an EV, but it's more the same. Like before, you could park for free in the city. That's not possible anymore if you have an EV. So some of those incentives are being pulled back now because congestion is congestion, and it doesn't matter if it's an electric vehicle or a fossil fuel car. So the long and the short is that we provide an enabler for these type of applications, and it was just interesting to see the data on how you can actually you could nudge drivers to certain areas where they didn't necessarily want to park. So if you wanted to bring people away from the very highly congested areas, you can do that by intelligently poking and nudging and kindly asking them to drive maybe 100 or 200, 300 meters in a different direction, because a lot of these parking habits are, you could say, based on custom, old, you know, just habits.
Good. Yeah, thanks, Paul. I think, that's a fantastic project, the one that you are mentioning. So if you happen to drive in Aarhus this week, I don't know if any of you want to go up north, you know that you can easily drive and park by the use of an app. I've got only 3 minutes, so 1 minute each. I'm gonna ask you, one word equal one tip to succeed in public-private space. I know it's a challenge, so up to you. Who wanna start? One word, one tip. How to succeed, the guide to succeed in public partnerships.
I think one word is hard, but I'm gonna try to squeeze it as much as possible. So probably to design small, but then think in bigger. So what I mean is, when you start with the startup, so try to define something that it's feasible, it's resolving some issues, and then make it that easier then to scale up. So talk with your future clients, or in our cases, it's mainly B2G, so talk with cities, look for their needs, look for their struggles, and define that, pilot it, and then scale it up.
Fantastic. Awesome. Noted. Brief, Paul, very brief. They're gonna kill me otherwise.
I would say that closeness in the meaning of providing a service that gets close to the inhabitant, to the community. I mean, services that are relevant for the community and not necessarily only relevant for, you know, politicians or industry or something third.
Awesome, I like it.
Yeah.
Francesc?
The word is community, and creating the proper community for the growing the startups and the proof of concept and the processes and projects. And in this case, trying to develop a new governance with grants, venture building, investment, and creating the opportunities for getting new customers and the international focus for the emerging companies and enterprises.
Awesome. If I can add on this, my experience is articulating value, being able, which I think get on all your comments, but basically being able to listen to your customer partner and being able to grow together. So scaling bit by bit, but basically value-based proposition. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure sharing this time with you. Hope you had a pleasant time as well. Thank you.